Can you hear me? Check, check.
You really need to say that while we're talking?
Let me put my phone on. Dungeons and Dragons.
You know, I would play that game with you and you would lose.
Yeah, because I don't play that game.
I don't even know how to play it.
I already hate playing Munchkins.
I like playing it. I don't like playing Risk with you and with Addison. Because no matter what, I'm out. I'm the first one out. I hate it. I like playing board games, but definitely not that game with you. I don't like playing board games with Ava.
Mm-mm.
I don't think many people do.
Mm-mm.
So if she ever listens to this, I'm sorry, Ava. We love you.
It never ends well.
What with Ava?
Yeah, never. No, regardless of the game. If she's not winning. If she's winning, it's different.
Yeah, yeah. Was that your stomach?
No.
Was it a swallow?
Not you. When you drink your water?
Huh?
When you drink your water?
I don't do that. I don't.
I hear it.
No, sometimes it does because it's like hard to swallow. It's not.
Looks like somebody needs to be on Dungeons and Dragons.
I can't turn off certain alarms because I need them. Did I hear a kid?
No.
No?
I didn't.
Okay. All right. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I'm Jade.
And I'm Mike.
And this is Jade and Mayhem. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm just ready for this story.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. It's really heavy. I will say that I did my hair and put on makeup for video, and we're not doing video.
Mm-hmm.
Video is next time, hopefully.
Yeah, growing up, I was always told
manifesting.
I had a face for radio.
Haven't you said this before on the podcast? Do you, I know I've asked you this several times, so I'm going to ask you again.
Okay.
Do you have an idea?
No.
You want to guess?
I know it's military related.
Okay.
Because you asked some military questions.
Okay.
And that's it.
I'm probably going to be smiling and laughing a lot, only because it's not funny. It's fucked up.
Your awkward, nervous tick you have?
Yeah. You know, where you like laugh at a funeral? A couple years ago, when we moved here, shortly after we moved here, there was a case going on that I started getting heavily invested in.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember?
There was a couple. Was it the one, Schofield?
Mm-hmm.
In the housing?
Mm-hmm.
And it was with...
Don't wait. Because I have the storyline set up a certain way.
Oh. Can I say her name? I think.
Yeah.
Mischa?
Yeah, because I kept calling her name Mishka.
Yeah.
And that wasn't right.
Yeah, Mischa.
Mischa, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I came across this case because when we, just like everywhere, every town people live in, like big, like Nashville, Chattanooga, or Huntsville, Montgomery, wherever anyone lives close to, there's Facebook groups for your area. So military bases have the same.
Mm-hmm.
So I was still a part of the spouses Schofield page, and I saw that this woman was missing, and I got invested.
And this is Schofield Barracks, Hawaii.
Yes. I'm getting there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I have it. Then while they were searching for her, the family created, I can't remember the first time if it was someone or friend or family created a private page for updates and asked for people to send in any information. Like you said, this case is about Mischa Johnson. She was a Hawaiian local who was married to an Army soldier, and she was about 6 months pregnant when she went missing.
You wearing your Invisalign?
No. Does it look like it?
It kind of sounds like it.
No. Maybe my mouth is dry. It feels dry. Like you said, it's at Schofield Barracks on Oahu. It's one of the islands, if anyone doesn't know, of Hawaii. It is an Army base up in the middle towards the mountains, or it's on the mountains but towards the North Shore, but it doesn't feel like it's on a mountain, right?
Mm-hmm.
I already said she was pregnant, right?
You did.
And her age?
No, you said she was 6 months pregnant.
Mischa was 19 years old at her time of disappearance, 5'2" and about 170 pounds. They described her as a Filipino woman with brown hair and brown eyes. If anyone thinks about going to Hawaii, it's a beautiful place. Just respect them and their culture and do your research and educate yourself. She was married to an active duty member. I think I already said that. He was a private first class, Dewayne Arthur Johnson II. Is that E3?
Correct.
He was only in 2 or 3 years. Oh, I guess, why are you looking at me like that?
Because at 2 or 3 years, he should have been at least a 4, maybe even a 5.
Well, he wasn't. And that definitely doesn't happen in the Air Force. He was 28 years old. He was originally from Frederick, Maryland. Have you heard of it?
Mm-hmm.
Where is that?
I think it's around the Baltimore area. Well, Maryland's so small, so everything's around the Baltimore area.
Oh, okay. He was a cavalry scout with the 3rd Infantry Brigade Combat Team since 2023. Cavalry Scout.
Scout.
Mm-hmm. What is that?
Cav Scout.
Okay, well, I don't know what a Cav Scout is.
Infantry walks, they ride.
Oh.
Best way to put it.
So they just ride on a horse?
No. Not anymore. Not in like the past probably 100 years.
How everything got started. Family started pressuring him because they hadn't heard from her in a while. So they physically had not seen her for about 3 weeks. And they had gotten some text messages, but the family believes it was him pretending to be her.
I do remember that.
And the investigators could not find one person that physically seen her before the 1st of July, 2024. 31 July, he reported her missing, and it's only because the family was pressuring. And it kind of like, I say sucks for him and not in an insensitive way about the case, but like for her being a local girl, I feel like if she wasn't local and if the family was from, I don't know, Colorado, it might have been harder to push this further.
I agree.
Which it worked out in the situation. Here's some dates. 12 July, pretended to be her by using her phone and social media.
Allegedly. At this point.
Okay, allegedly. Yeah, allegedly. And both their phones, Mischa and Dewayne, showed, or PFC Johnson. The 1st of July to the 11th of July, there's text and communication between both of them. And then after the 11th, there's nothing. The last communication from everything that I read, I believe, was with his mother. And it was through text messages. And it was about how she was upset with about her relationship with PFC Johnson and telling his mother this. And that she found out that not only had he cheated, but it was with a minor. Told his mom that she was thinking of divorce. Okay. Before I say the next part, that kind of conversation, does that not seem to you that she had been open with the mom about their relationship problems before?
That Mischa was communicating with his mom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there was some message I read, like, I'm done and this is, I need to live my life. And I feel like that wouldn't just be like out of nowhere going,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is a normal conversation that they would have.
I agree.
The last actual text message between the two of them, 12:56. This is the same day, 12 July, 12:56 p.m. And it was Mischa texting his mom saying how she was done with the relationship. Next text wasn't until 3:59 p.m. saying, I'm just stressing out. Sorry, we okay now. When they were looking for her and they were telling people like all the areas that she would frequent, they said Eva Village and Waikiki. The island wasn't very big, so if she was missing or maybe hiding, I feel like it would be really hard for her to do. And there wasn't any record showing that she had left the island. Mm-hmm. They had checked flights and everything.
And I remember during the search, they found a couple of bodies. like human bodies.
Yes, I forgot about that.
And it was like, all
Yeah.
right, we found a body. And they're like, nope, not her.
No, I remember. But in the end, I don't know what came of those. I think one was a homeless person, but
Yeah.
yeah, I forgot about that. When they were doing the group searches from the 1st of August to 8th August, he was actively participating. She no-showed her 24th, she no-showed her OB appointment, which was the 24th of July. During the searches, he would make comments to investigators due to the time span she'd been missing. And then the next one is better for people to think you're dumb than smart. August 4th, he texted his first sergeant. Hold on. August 4th, he texted his first sergeant, which is an E8. He had texted from his mother's phone because at this point, his phone had been confiscated. It didn't say that. It just from, them going through phones and getting all the stuff.
Yes, that does happen. They're going to confiscate your phone. If you have an iWatch, they're going to take that. They're taking your computers.
That's not what I was going to ask you. Mm-hmm. He texted from his mother's phone, asked about the status of his wife's name on his life insurance. Why would he not go? So I know it from you, called the S1. Why would he not go to the personnelist, but go to the first sergeant? But I'm guessing
because in the Army, the soldiers aren't allowed to go to the personnelist.
Oh, so you go for them. That's kind of a lot on
Or
y'all.
they put in a ticket or request that says, I need to see S1 about such and such, and then S1 will get back to you and give you a time.
Okay, y'all are a little backwards in the Army, but okay, that would make sense. But now we're at the point where he's asking his first sergeant about his wife's name on the life insurance. Why, if you had a soldier who had a missing spouse asking you this question, what would be going through your head?
I would always, at the beginning, have the soldiers back. I would always be on the soldier's side until something told me otherwise. That's my soldier. I'm responsible for that person, good or bad, right? Until something comes up. At this point, I would play it neutral and think, hopefully, I would already have that relationship built with him and have a conversation, and I would ask why. It could be he's planning on to go ahead and have a funeral and be done.
They're still searching and they haven't declared anything.
Well, then I don't know.
I feel like it's a little messed up. I would have been like, obviously it was told because they didn't confiscate the mother's phone. So at least that first sergeant did the right thing. It wouldn't cross your mind that you think something's up?
Oh, a lot of things. I mean, it probably would cross my mind on day one, but I would leave it in my mind.
They could not find one person who had physically seen Mischa before 1 July.
Okay.
The family and friends said there was some communication and then it stopped. When they weren't hearing from her, the family, they were pushing on him. Like, where is she? Why isn't she answering? What's going on? So from the pressure from them, I think he was like, well, shit, I got to go file a missing persons report. He said the night before he reported her missing, that was the last time he saw her, which I also thought you're supposed to wait 24 hours. So I'm not really sure. I didn't see anything about that. But anyways, he woke up the next day and could not find her. Then he contacted friends, family, asking if they had heard from her or seen her. He said that she left behind a phone, ID, debit card, and keys. He told investigators 5 days before she went missing that they went to McDonald's together. He went to McDonald's. They did not go to McDonald's. I can't remember if it said alone or with someone, but she was not with him.
Yeah, people aren't too smart. I mean, nowadays there's cameras. Even if McDonald's doesn't have a camera, the store across the street or down the road will catch you in your car alone.
Remember his comment he made? It's better for people to think you're dumb. You're going to see a lot of it. You're going to see a lot of like, he had to have purposely been doing this to make himself seem that stupid. Then he moves on to try and say that she had suicidal ideations and that she would cut herself. And she showed him the cuts on her thighs. There's a reason why he's setting the stage for this, and we'll get to that. Family denies this, and in the OB's, like her last appointment in the OB's notes, it says, word for word, they saw no deformity, no signs of trauma on extremities. He had told everyone or investigators that there was no marital issues, and he did not mention the affair or that she assumed there was an affair. Investigators asked him for her passwords to social media. He said he didn't know them. That was proven to be a lie. He also said that he didn't have social media, but he frequently had interactions with a friend called Mimi and told her his wife was on business trip for 2 weeks. Mischa was unemployed, and that was also a lie. Oh, and he denied having these conversations with Mimi. You can't delete. I mean, like that's found. Guess he'd better play dumb. I don't know. I don't know what the.
Or just ignorant, thinking that when you hit the delete button, it's actually gone.
Oh yeah, he gets better. Here's the other part where, where you said you might be stupid, where you think you delete it and it doesn't really delete it. He tried to trick investigators.
That never works out.
No. The investigators in the Army was the CID, the Criminal Wait. What's the D one?
Division.
Okay. Criminal Investigative Division. And that's the Army's version of what a lot of people might know as like the NCIS, equivalent to maybe the FBI, but Army version. And that's their investigators. The two videos he tried to trick the investigators with is, Snapchat, Facebook. So he had videos that were recorded in a third-party application. I think it was Facebook. And he downloaded those videos onto his phone. And I think he did this on purpose because it made it look like the day he downloaded it was the day it was recorded. And that's how they saw that that was not the case. He was trying to make it seem. So.
That's like elementary, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been that stupid. Well, and he also denied it. Everything is just like, no, that's not true. I saw one part saying that he disposed of her belongings. I'm not sure what. And it was like one of the charges. And there was no specification. So
no what?
Specifications? How do you say it?
Specification?
I've never heard anyone say that. Specification? Who says that?
Me? Hopefully, I think the rest of the
mature?
world. Very mature.
I don't think the rest of the world says.
Yeah, specification off of like
specification.
Like you got to specify. You don't
specification. Specification. I don't know. Oops, excuse me. Hold on. Moving on. Their home, his car, obviously phones were all searched. In the home, they found significant, that was emphasized, amount of wet substance under floorboards.
I remember that.
Different parts of the house. And they later tested positive for blood. I think they tested them 2 different ways. I didn't write that down. One location was the bedroom, and then there's a trail from the kitchen to the stairs. Assuming, hold on a second. Did I miss something? Okay, no. For me, knowing that, and obviously we know at this point that they're assuming murder. I would either think she tried to run or it was him dragging her body.
Well, I remember the outcome of this, and it has to be dragging. It's not running.
Well, you might think closer to the second one in a different way. The amount of blood that was found suggested serious trauma to life or limb. You know how I said he was trying to be smart and saying that she had suicidal ideations? He was trying to say that the blood was from her self-inflicted wounds from her thighs. A part of me, I don't know. I get we'll get further. Just remind me that I want to say a comment about the self-inflicted wounds. So Receipts were found in video surveillance from 12 July 2024. They're going to be kind of intertwined.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, I think, was video, and the rest were receipts, probably confirmed also with video.
I remember.
Items purchased at the commissary. And a commissary is a grocery store on military installations. Trash bags, cleaning spray, bath cleaner, disinfectant, wipes, splashless bleach, liquid bleach, furniture polish. Items purchased at Home Depot. A DeWalt 20-volt max chainsaw kit. Items purchased at Walmart. Cleaning supplies, trash bags. It's not to be funny, but clearly it wasn't enough. Like, why are we buying more? In the same day. Deodorizer spray, vinyl gloves, Band-Aids. Later same day, back to Walmart, purchases a machete. It does not say the timeline. So I will tell you later on when I thought certain things were bought. And I think you'll think the same. 14 July, he's back at the commissary. He purchased more trash bags. The mega strong and tall kind. I don't know why that time was emphasized. What kind?
Probably because the ones he bought on the 12th were the cheap ones and ripped.
Air freshener, sanitation wipes, and drain cleaner. Shortly after 12 July 2024, he goes on a date with a 21-year-old woman. Had her over 3 separate times. And when she was there, there was no evidence that anyone else lived there. During this time, he also had sex with a 17-year-old about 3 to 5 times. This girl had said there was a strong odor in the car one of the times, and that it smelt of dead dog. I mean, young and dumb, but that's gross, girl. Okay. And he recorded them without permission and then showed her that he recorded them. So that's lovely. There was a person that came forward who spent a week or more at his house between the 14th July and 30 July and didn't see wife. I put in the notes that it's important to know because his reporting of like her missing 31 July and someone being there during that time frame saying, they didn't see her. His mom arrived to the island. She said his place was dirty. He had limited cleaning supplies, ironically, and she had to purchase more. I guess she was there before he was informed that they were looking at him because on August 7th, he was officially informed by the CID he was suspected of a crime.
Well, before they make that official, you're already being brought in, questioned. It's going to seem like you are, but they don't make the claim.
After he was informed, I guess if that's official, that way you can't go anywhere now. We're watching you. We need to watch you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he had to be escorted to the bathroom. He has to go to the bathroom, had to be escorted by 2 agents. And at 2 different times, asking these agents, how fast can they run? And it made them believe he was going to make a run for it. August 8th, he was placed in confinement, which is kind of like jail.
It is jail.
Yeah, but for people, it's like civilian jail. It's military jail. Well, he had to stay in there because they felt like he was a flight risk.
Yep.
Do you know where the confinement is?
I do.
Do you? Mm-hmm. I didn't think you did. Where is it?
The one on Schofield.
There's one on Schofield?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not where he was.
Oh, was he down at Joint Base Pearl Harbor Hickam?
Fort Island? Yes. Mm-hmm. He was on Fort Island. Mm-hmm. So that must be the more serious. He was in confinement in Hawaii for 303 days until he was transferred. He was officially charged with murder on 27 August 2024. All the evidence suggested...
2024?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
Well, because you said he was in confinement for 300 days.
303 days. But they still had trial. he wasn't officially, it's not his, it wasn't his conviction that he was charged.
Okay.
Yeah. The evidence suggested she was no longer alive. I mean, we gathered that. Before, I would assume civilian wise too, before they go to trial, they go under a medical psych evaluation. There was no mental disease at time of criminal conduct. When he did what he did, he knew what he was doing and he knew it was wrong. There was no past current psychiatric diagnosis. They had to make sure of that before proceeding. What a lot of people might not be familiar with as a military trial is called a court martial. It's a version of just criminal court, but it entails anything, right? It's not you go here for criminal, you go here for civil.
Well, in civil, you have statutes and laws that you violate, right? In the Army, we're held to the UCMJ, right? Uniform Code of Military Justice. When you go to a court martial, you're facing charges from the UCMJ,
which is technically like military law.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is the same as civilian law in most places with a lot of extra, but it's universal regardless of the state or the country. The UCMJ is the UCMJ for the service member.
Yeah, I mean, it has the same except for if you could still violate a UCMJ and not go to trial. That's one thing I think people.
Yeah. So like,
but that gets confusing.
Like Article 92, failure to obey a lawful order.
That's what I'm saying. Like, okay. Court martial has a military judge. They also have a jury, but it's called a panel. Here's what he was charged with: murder, death or injury of an unborn child, false official statements, 5 counts, obstructing justice, 9 counts. He was also charged with producing child pornography, video of minor engaging in sexual explicit conduct, and distributing it, but it was dropped due to the plea deal. All right, so he admits to striking her with a machete after argument and dismembering her body and disposing of her remains in the trash bags. From the lives that I listened to, it seemed he got mad at her for texting his mom and telling her what was going on. He admitted to covering up the murder using bleach and other cleaning supplies.
Yeah, well, let's go back to the trash bags.
Yeah.
He took her remains in the trash bags and drove to his unit and put it in the dumpster of his unit.
They don't know that officially.
I think he said that.
It doesn't have that in the statements. But but he drove to his unit and he put it in his unit. No, I think
trash because he knew when it comes and it wouldn't be linked to like his trash can, because a few years ago there was that spouse murdered in the trash can at the house and everybody knows that story. So he didn't put it in his trash can. He wouldn't put it in a dumpster.
Yeah, right before we got there was a wife who was, I don't know if she was dismembered as well, but she was put in the trash can and the dog gave away. But there's nothing in the records of him admitting that he put it. I feel like it was a lot of speculation. I think you and I talked about that was probably what he did do because no one would be suspecting that. And there was other things where someone had made a comment that they saw him towards North Shore and that he threw a trash bag and they went to go and there was nothing there. So,
I remember that too. Yeah.
So there was just a lot of people providing a lot of stuff that had, unfortunately, nothing, they didn't. So yes, trash bags. He dismembered her and put her in 3 different trash bags, and he admitted to covering up the murder using bleach and other cleaning supplies, that he had intent to destroy evidence, deleted electronic records, impersonating his wife on social media. The charge, I saw this, I'm not, because, you see all those articles for the court martial, but the charge was voluntary manslaughter and other charges put with it. I'm assuming with the lesser charge was due to plea deal and no body.
Yeah, because at this point they were charging him regardless, right? And the family just wanted answers, so they had to plea him down to get answers.
He claims that the machete was already in the bedroom and grabbed it out of anger during the argument and struck her in the temple.
But you had receipts from whenever he bought the machete.
That's exactly, like when I read that, I'm like, wait a minute. That's the other thing too with the machete. It shows that he went back into Walmart to get that. And then it also says that he bought a chainsaw. And
Hmm.
knowing that he dismembered the body, I'll get into that later, but I think he bought the chainsaw after the machete. When he freed the weapon from her temple, he tried to dismember her remains with a machete and it wasn't working. And that's when he used the chainsaw from Home Depot. He severed her arms and legs from her body and the head to torso, but he kept those intact. Placed body parts in 3 separate trash bags and disposed in waste bin. Doesn't say where, but we talked about like what was being thrown around. A lot of people thought he threw them in a bin because he knew it would be taken to a refuge center. Refuge center. How did you say that? Wherever the trash goes,
Hmm.
later to be burned.
Because Hawaii burns their trash.
Yeah. Why do they burn their trash?
Because land is limited.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not a lot of land, so they have to burn their trash. After the trial, he apologizes to family, loved ones, colleagues, and community. He's still a piece of shit. Here's quotes that he said. My wife didn't deserve that. She wasn't trash. I hate myself for what I did every day, only because he got caught. He impersonated his wife to distance the family because I guess with them being on him, he was just like, I'm going to do this to keep away. They both deserve so much more. I failed as a husband, I failed as a father, and I failed as a man. I'll forever be sorry. I was like screaming in my head and reading those statements and just screaming like, fuck him. Like this is just ridiculous. He described Mischa as kind, saying, I love Mischa and my child more than myself. Several of her family did testify. I remember the mother being on the floor crying and begging God when her child was missing. And I remember when it turned to now they think she was murdered, of how emotional she was. And it was so heartbreaking to watch this. Then after that, things died down because there was things the family were told they weren't allowed to say. And then obviously a lot they weren't being told, but there had to be an investigation done to
Hmm.
get everything going. Because even though he did a plea deal, that doesn't mean his sentencing mattered too. And that's what they had to wait for. His family testified by phone from Maryland. It doesn't say his mother testified, which is weird, but his dad said that his son was raised in a faith based family. His son went to Christian school and was involved in community service. And his brothers described him as supportive, generous, and a good role model. Yeah. The evidence, so an investigator even said this, the evidence presented after her murder shows his remorse he claimed is just a show. Like he did not have any remorse for what he did. And here's some of the things. His behavior was monitored from the time of murder to time of rest, like when they went back and
Hmm.
like looked at everything. He messaged 18 different women on a dating app called BLK. Have you ever heard of that?
I'm not.
It's it is a popular dating lifestyle app for Black singles to find connections romantically and friendships as well. It's not just
Hmm.
that. Images found on his phone are of him kissing and having sex with another woman. Evidence suggesting that they were talking about getting married, moving in, and having children. The motive was argument over affair with minor. He became angry with wife and intent was to kill. I almost think there I go and like talk just while we were talking, it played in my head a different thing. Part of me thinks he was planning this, not like premeditated, but maybe he felt trapped. Because obviously with his behavior, it doesn't look like he wanted to be a married man. They had only been married the year prior. I don't know, maybe he felt like he realized it wasn't for him. He felt like he was getting trapped. And the thoughts of, I need to get out of this. He probably started thinking about what maybe taking her.
Well, and he was not a young private, but a private who should have been living in the barracks. A lot of folks don't like that. That was his way out of the barracks.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense too. The baby was assumed to be deceased. Like, so even if he killed her and then like took the baby out, it's not able to live at 20 weeks. But her name was Armani. So on June 5th, 2025, he was reduced to the rank of E1, lowest enlisted rank, forfeiture of pay, so loss of pay, dishonorable discharge, and military confinement in military prison for 23 years, but his 303 days are deducted as time served.
Yeah.
But does this all happen right then? Like,
Yes.
okay. So I was wondering, when they're at Fort Leavenworth, like any military member, they don't get any money.
No.
Okay. And they're not considered still in?
Correct.
So what are they called?
I don't know. Inmate?
Probably. Fort Leavenworth is the United States Disciplinary Barracks at Fort Leavenworth, Kansas, and that's the military prison. I did see a Reddit comment that said he deserves a night in Halava. Halava. It's Halawa, and their W's are pronounced V. So it's Halava. Do you know what that is? Have you heard of it?
Yeah, spell it again.
Halawa. Halava. That's what I think it would be.
Haleva?
Okay, that too. Do you know what it is?
Haleva. It's probably just a shitty area of Honolulu.
So I also thought, I was like, man, that's a town I didn't hear of, because I was like, if they were going to suggest a place, I thought it'd be Waimanalo or Waianae. No, it's correction. Hawaii's main prison, correctional facility. We've driven past it. I just don't remember the name of it. And that's on Oahu. To this day, Mischa and her unborn child have not been found. Okay, so hearing all of this and what I said earlier, do you think it was called heat of passion, or do you think he'd been considering this?
No, I don't think he was considering it. I think he was back into a corner, and it was like a fight or flight. And in the military, you really can't flight, right, from your problems. It's always going to be there. And the shame of his family now knowing back home, he was just overwhelmed, and it was anger and aggression.
But my question is, I wonder how he killed her. If he bought a machete the day that she was murdered. I wonder, and there's no way to know for sure unless they had another machete, and
you'll never know. It's his story.
But at the same time, I remember when I heard this and heard he admitted saying machete, and I was like, that's just not a common thing. If you're not Hawaiian, and even though she was, and living on post, it's not a common thing you have in your home.
Yeah, well, guns are regulated.
Yes, very.
Machetes are not.
Yeah, but that just wasn't in Hawaii. Yes, but as a soldier, that just wasn't a common thing. So maybe she brought it for protection. I don't know. I remember the only time I've ever seen a machete. Do you remember?
When we were eating at the...
We weren't eating. We were waiting for our food because you can't eat there.
Yeah, at that little breakfast spot.
Yeah, the Filipino restaurant in Wahiawa. Yeah, and then I saw the guy, he was wearing it on his hip like it was a gun, like he was strapped. And I was like, I got scared because I was like, I'd never seen someone with a machete before.
And I was like, no, he just probably works down the road to pineapple fields. He's just getting breakfast too.
Oh my goodness. That was really good food though. It's really, really unfortunate. And I really hope the family has some sort of closure, because it's really disappointing to hear that he only got 23 years. That takes some kind of person to dismember, you know. How did his mom not smell? Like, we know what death smells like from an animal, from my extent of certain things. So like, if I had smelled something weird, I don't know. Okay, so moving on. So hopefully the family has some sort of peace knowing that at least he's serving something. But it just stinks that they do not have closure in the sense of having a physical body that they could have said goodbye to. So moving on, we're done. That's the end of it. and I'm going to give you some history and facts. History of Fort Leavenworth. When I tried to find out how many current prisoners they have right now, I didn't look that deep. I was just doing a quick search. So the last number I got was 1,180 prisoners across all branches, and this was in 2020. It's a small population of only male military members. Did you know that?
I did not.
It's a maximum security facility for people serving more than 10 years. Women are typically incarcerated from all branches in the Naval Consolidated Brig Miramar in San Diego. There are 4 inmates right now on death row as of 2018. On death row, most recent is Nidal Hassan. Do you know who that was?
Mm-hmm.
Who was it?
Remember, I brought it up the last episode. He was the major from Fort Hood,
Mm-hmm.
who is getting death by firing squad.
Okay, they have 4 people on death row. Here, I'll get to that in a second. So he killed 13 people, injured 32 in 2009. The last person, this is why I'm like, you say death by a firing squad, but again, quick search. The last person to be executed on death row at Fort Leavenworth was by hanging. And I think it was in the 60s because this was for rape and attempted murder in 1955. And it was Army Private John A. Bennett.
So the death by firing squad is new. That's new news. That's like this month.
Oh, so are they getting ready to do it to him?
I don't know.
Why do you think? I guess not that many people get death row when they're going to Fort Leavenworth because there's not that many people. So maybe that's why there's not that many getting it. Because I was just like, why are they just sitting there? Why was the last one not until like? But I guess laws and rules and everything changes, so they've got to.
What we've learned: appeals.
Oh my god! And they work the same, from what I read, in the sense of they have to. They can appeal a bunch of stuff. That's it, folks. This one really sucked. Okay. Peace out, homies. See you on the flip side.
Later.